It's disgustingly warm today, trying to be in the shade, but it's gonna be a spicy one. I decided it was time, before jumping straight into this next training block, to focus on some benchmark tests. And I've been thinking about this a bunch this week, because I'm just coming off of a series of kind of back-to-back races where a lot of people would say, well, why are you benchmark testing now? Surely you would use the races as data for what you should be doing next, data for what's working, what's not working. And I think absolutely, I love sitting down and analysing where I'm at after a race, and it's all useful data, but no course is created equally. And for me, I still feel that with benchmark testing, you can get really specific about your goals, but also it gives you a different set of data to work from. So for example, one of the things that I've tested for years and years and years is single leg calf raises. It's not a difficult benchmark test to do. You could literally do it every single week if you wanted, each leg go to failure. But as someone who has had multiple ankle sprains and calf injuries in the past, for me that is one of the quickest ways to identify if I have any imbalances, so one leg that's stronger than the other, or a significant weakness or drop-off. So oftentimes that can be a really good cue for me to be like, oh, I might be putting myself in a position where I'm injury prone. I also really like benchmark testing when it comes to things like the ergs. When you've got your 2K or your 5K time, that can be a really good indicator of what you should be doing for your zones in training moving forwards, because for the ergs I do like to train them similar to running in terms of an 80-20 split, so 80% aerobic work, 20% speed work. So again, if you're just basing that off of your race pace, that might not necessarily be accurate as to like what your zone 2 pace is, for example. And as I said, no course is created equal. So when it comes to running splits, for sure, but also, how were the sleds on the carpet that day? Did you push too hard in the first few stations and die at the burpees? All of those things, I think, to an extent can be mitigated when you're doing benchmark testing. So that's what I like to do. I like to do the same series of tests and repeat them at regular intervals. This time around it's not been so regular. I tested in January and then I did a bunch of races from end of February through to early April. And so now testing again. And this is very much what works for me personally. I know that some people, if they're racing regularly, they're using that as their benchmarks, and that is absolutely fine. For me, I find that the different conditions in different courses, have I travelled, have I not travelled? Is it a longer rock zone? Is it a longer running course? What were the carpets like? All of those things for me, I find variables that I would rather eliminate when I'm doing benchmark testing. So I'm just doing, the same thing in the same place. But ultimately, it's about how do you find and track the data that helps you maximise your performance. And that's what this is about. So I'll share with you the series of tests that I'm doing this month. If there's anything that you would suggest that you find helpful, let me know. And if you decide to give some of these a go, then let me know as well. It's so hot, I'm sweating into my glasses. 5Ks. 5Ks suck. Yeah, no, that was good. I think I did it faster than January. I need to go and have a look through my notes from last time. I felt stronger. I managed to pick it up in the last K or so, but my form definitely degraded in the middle. Amy came and was like, focus on the chain, focus on your form, focus on your technique. Hold it. Toes in the plate. And that definitely helped. It's amazing how you can kind of forget about that when you're just trying to tune out how much it hurts. So yeah, I think a good one for today.
Saturday, this is a mojito!
Okay, fairly easy one, or at least not as time consuming as doing like a zillion lunges. So max pull-up test, which I think I've been benchmark testing back since Spartan days, when I used to do a lot more pull and grip training, and it's definitely always an ego check now to see those numbers going down because I don't train pull-ups as frequently but I do still try and hit them a couple of times a week. I think that they're great for training for row, for SkiErg, for any of the kind of pole movements that are on HYROX, and also just for maintaining good push-pull balance. So I did 7 today, which is not too shabby. Nice and simple one, but I think it's an important benchmark, just given the grip work in HYROX, and also I think, pull-ups is such a foundational movement. It's not something I want to lose from my training. It's probably more chat than the time it took me to do the reps. My wall balls, first time. I have done 100 nearly straight through. I only broke at the 79th rep, technically 80, but I no-repped myself once because I didn't quite hit the target, which is huge progress. Super duper proud of today's tests. Had a few of them to do, but the key highlights was SkiErg. I managed to shave 30 seconds off my 2K test, which brings my pace per 500 meters down by 7 seconds. So considering that I added in a much more kind of dedicated erg block, it was really nice to see that paying off. And similarly, I've had a concerted block of work on my plyometrics since the start of the year. My burpee broad jumps have been, we'll just call them a problem station for me. And today I jumped 30 centimetres further than when I tested in January. So I am like so chuffed with that. That's a whole ruler. That's the difference between a penalty or not in hand placement. But yeah, really happy with that, because I think sometimes day to day when you're just like hopping around the place, and people give you kind of like funny side-eye looks, wondering like what on earth you're doing in the corner while everyone else is working on big lifts or whatever. I think it's easy to lose yourself in some of that work, and just week on week I've been reminding myself, no, this will add up to something. So yeah, 3 small plyometric sessions every week since January, so solid 3 months, and I'm starting to see it pay off. I had a feeling this was going to be the case because my burpee time in my last few races has been a jump up, but yeah, to see it in the metrics, see it in the benchmark tests, it's a happy day. Final one for the benchmark series, and it's a bit late just based on when my team had its monthly 5k, but I think I PB'd, and I'm really happy because I've been hovering around the same time for like a year and a half with my 5k. I find it a real mental race. I like longer distances. I think I broke it. And I'm so close to going sub 22, which has been my goal for such a long time. I think I did like 22:03, 04, something like that. We'll have to see what my watch time is compared to the gun time, but I'm so happy. So yeah, I'm gonna go cool down now, and like eat some food and stuff because it's late here, and it's really hot and humid today. It's been really thunderstormy recently, but yeah, I'm so happy.